So regrouping is about how do I minimize the time I spend in high emotion. It's not any lack of respect for anybody. It's not any disrespect of anybody. It is purely self-management. It sounds so cold, and it isn't. But it does sound cold even as I say it. So how much of my day am I going to spend here? All right, so one of the things that I learned was to listen to my emotion and actually say, hey, I hear you. I know you're really, really sad, but we need to go to work now. So I need you to just take a back burner while I go to work. And then we can chat again when I get home. And because sadness will come in waves, which it does, if I feel a sadness jag coming on, I will make an extra trip to the bathroom if I'm at work. Or suddenly have a need to go pop down to my car and check something out. You know, I will try and take myself away from upsetting other people. And I'm not saying that this is easy to do. It isn't. It requires great mental concentration. So what I'm asking for today is just that you understand the principle. And for those of you who wish to, start thinking about how do I regroup. Now, I'm pretty sure that those of you who are mothers have learnt this skill pretty well, because as a mother you have to constantly regroup your needs against that of your child. Those of you who are fathers, you probably have had to do that as well. But not everybody has had that experience. And this society in which we live is inclined to be pretty selfish. So I think that it's important to understand, like everything else in life, everything's easy to do once you know how to do it. And how you learn how to do it is to practice. You didn't magically know that 2 and 2 was 4. Somebody taught you that. You didn't magically learn how to tie your shoelace. Somebody taught you that, and you practiced it. And so what I would encourage us to do today is to practice regrouping. So anything that anybody says to you that triggers you, and you know what that feeling's like, I'm sure. Feel free to go say ouch inside your mind. Say ouch, and then work on regrouping. Concentrate on something completely different. Now it's Tuesday, so for me, I would be concentrating on the fact that I'm going to have poutine on my way home. I'm going to grab some. So do you understand? It can be as simple as that, just reframing it. It's Tuesday. Nothing gets to upset me on Tuesdays because it's poutine day. And it really is a matter of just practicing it. And maybe give yourself a score, for those of you who are into that sort of thing. You know, at the end of the day, when you do your prayers or give thanks for the day that you've had, whatever you do, I don't really know what you do, but it's whatever you do, maybe check in. How did I do on regrouping today? How many times did I reframe what my mind was thinking? How many times did I take control of my emotion? And some days are going to be good days. You're going to go, wow, I did a good job today. You know, so-and-so said this, and I managed to counter it in my mind with this, and I was fine. And there's some days are going to be terrible. Some days you're just not going to do that well. Welcome to being a human being. But on those days, when you sort of do your checklist at night, you may want to ask yourself, now that I'm away from that amount of emotion, how can I do this better next time? You know, use everything as a learning tool, as a practice tool. All right, I hope that made some sense to you. Regrouping is an important part of staying balanced, in my view. It's a very important part in living a happier life. And being grateful, as you know, is a lot of that. If you can think of no other way to regroup, do not spend your time dwelling on what you haven't got. Spend your time being thankful for what you have. My favorite pair of black boots have just decided they've had enough. I could concentrate on how terribly sad that is for me, or I could concentrate on the fact that I don't have it in my budget to replace them at the moment. I could concentrate on all sorts of stuff. And you know, when I was thinking about that this morning, I decided to say to myself, well, thank goodness it's spring. Maybe I could start wearing my black summer shoes a bit earlier. Or, as those are looking a bit long in the tooth, as they say, maybe it's time to buy a new pair. Or maybe I can pick up a new pair of ankle boots at a discount price because it's the end of the season. Yay! Do you understand? Each of those is going to help me regroup and not concentrate on the negative. All right, everybody, have a super day. Look after one another as best you can. And remember that remember to look after one another, but most of all, remember to look after yourself. Because if you are not balanced and centered, it is difficult to help others. This is DearMamaSal saying, regroup, have a better day. Bye-bye for now.